All right, so we're going to talk about gross income versus net income. If you look at the definition of gross income, it's not really that helpful. It's total income before taxes, deductions, and other expenses. If you look at net income, it's your income after taxes, deductions, and other expenses. So when I chat with people and I ask them how much do you make each year, it's pretty easy sometimes to say, oh, 50,000 or whatever per year. But let's look at a case study so we can compare gross income versus net income. So for the case, we're going to look at Sample Sally. And Sample Sally makes $100,000 a year. Again, that's gross income before anything. So let's run through 5 typical expenses or deductions. Number 1 is her 401k. Let's say she puts away $10,000 a year. Next is her federal tax. That's about $11,641 a year. Sally lives in the great state of California, so her state income tax is $4,300. So for most people, when you think about your total earnings, it's easy to remember federal and state taxes, but then you got to think about FICA, which is Social Security and Medicare. For Sally, her Social Security tax is another $5,580 for that year. Her Medicare is an additional $1,305. Many people don't know that FICA, again, Social Security and Medicare, is 7.65% of the employee's total compensation. Now, if you're following me, we started with $100,000, we deducted 5 common things, and now we're left with $67,174. So basically, $32,826 was paid in taxes, 401k, and just normal deductions, expenses that we see for a person. So let's just think about that. $100,000 turns into $67,174. So 33% goes away before you really get an opportunity to pay for wants, needs, literally where you live. That's a big difference. And again, I don't think most people realize that, because when we think about what we earn, be that annual or hourly, we can easily say, yeah, I make $40 an hour, but what do you really make after you tack in the taxes, the deductions, and other things? Again, in the Sample Sally example, if she was making $50 an hour, it really works out to $34 an hour because 33% goes to taxes and deductions. So for most people out there, you could probably improve your situation by learning more about your income, the deductions that you have, and then taking it to the next level is you understand your income, you then calculate your expenses, and then you can try to figure out your free cash flow, which is basically how much is really left over after you take your net income, subtract out your standard of living, and then hopefully have a positive number. Again, this is just a quick example of net income versus gross income. Spendable income or free cash flow after wants and needs is a whole different topic, but at the end of the day, the better you understand your income and some of those deductions, the better opportunity you have to reach financial success. See you next time.